Oh my word, the best dinner rolls ever on this edition of Homestead Tessie. Looking through the kitchen window, cooking with Homestead Tessie. Hi everybody and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm working on a recipe I've never heard it from before, and it has ingredients that I have never thought of putting in a roll recipe. This is supposed to taste like Golden Corral rolls. If you've ever been to a Golden Corral, then you know what their rolls taste like. It's a sweet roll and it has vanilla in it. Never heard of that in a baked goods like this. Want to show you this bread machine? I got this bread machine with free cycle from the same woman who gave me all of those rolling pins. I don't think I shared this with anybody. Somehow I forgot to mention it. It is brand new, but it was from the 1990s. So it's old, but it's new. And they want $300 for some of them, and I saw some were $80. None was under $85 or $89. So I think I got myself a really good deal. And she said, nobody wants bread machines. And I thought, I do. So we're going to use this to mix up the dough. I will share with you in the recipe below, and I will tell you if the rolls turned out good. Because if it's not a good recipe, I will let you know. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to add all the ingredients in here. I love having a bread machine. And almost everybody can find them really cheap if you go to yard sales. Bread machines are a dime a dozen, and you can usually get them for under $10 at a yard sale. All right, so it calls for 2 cups of flour. Now what we do is we're going to add the liquids first. I need to do that. Make sure I always add the liquids first and then the dry ingredients. All right, everyone. So I am doubling the recipe because it only calls for like 8 rolls. And I want more than 8 rolls. So I'm going to give you the double recipe because that's how I'm doing it. Most people would have a larger recipe than what it calls for. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add 1 cup of milk. And then we have 4 egg yolks that we're going to beat up really lightly. Hope you don't mind all the birds singing. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of vanilla. Yeah, 3 tablespoons. Then we're going to add 6 tablespoons of butter. 1/2 cup of sugar. A pinch of salt. Now, I don't always use salt in my bread recipes, but salt does help the yeast. Then it calls for 4 cups of flour. I always use bread flour. All right, it calls for 1 packet of yeast, but we're doubling it, so it's 2 packets of yeast. And I had to look it up because I buy all of my yeast in bulk. So if you have it in bulk, it would be 2.5 teaspoons of yeast. All right, everyone. Now all we have to do is turn a button on and all the work is done for us. Okay, everyone, now let's go outside and I'll show you something else we're doing. All right, everyone, let's get some lunch ready before we go outside to work on some chores. What are we having for lunch today? Before I go outside to get some work done, I'm going to get lunch ready. What I like to do is I like to make a big lunch, and then the leftovers we actually eat for supper. It works out great for me. I only have to cook once, and then we have plenty of food for the day. I am making some meatballs that I had in the freezer, and we're having sweet potatoes. I cut up these sweet potatoes the other day. They need to get used up, and I peeled them. So we're just gonna have a sweet potato casserole some meatballs, and maybe some peas, and then the homemade rolls. All right, now I have some things I have to put in the compost. Let's go and do that. Alright, so now I'm going to make some rice, and a friend told me a trick many years ago. I'm going to show it to you here in a minute. Instead of water, I'm going to use chicken broth. Now if you have a rice cooker, you can have this trick, and it's really neat. To that, we add a cup of peas. You add the peas right into the rice cooker, and the peas and the rice are going to cook at the same time. So simple. Now we just turn the rice cooker on. All right, the dough is finished, and this is what it looks like. We're going to use only half of it today. The other half I'm going to keep in the refrigerator. Simply what we're going to do is we're going to form them into rolls. So we're just going to tuck them around like this and form them into balls. All right, then we're going to put them in here. Put these in the sun oven for about 2 hours. You'll see what I do here in just a minute. All right, so this is my cheap sun oven, but if you had it closed, it would be too hot. So this is what we do. We're going to put them in like this. And there's my temperature. And then we prop them up like this. That's how I do it. It'll still be about 90 degrees in here with the sun. And in 2 hours, they will be doubled. If you're going to ask about the sun oven, they no longer sell this one, but they do have cheap ones on Amazon. All right, 1 hour in, and they're starting to rise. But let's go eat lunch. Lunch is served. All right, everybody, Kamessa, it's time for lunch. Meatballs and rice with some peas. Here's my plate. Give it a taste test. Yum, yum. We have the sweet potatoes and rice. We do have 2 starches, but that's all right today. I really want to get these sweet potatoes used up. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll show you the rolls at the end of this video because they're not quite ready yet. Take care, everyone. Bye. They're good. Didn't cost very much either. Done. I'm out of here. They absolutely look amazing. Take a look at them. Yum. They smell really good. By the way, this is my new favorite recipe. They are amazing.